Hi, this is Muhammad Imran. Did you know why do we use passive sentences? If not, let's learn. First, we use passive sentences when we don't know the doer of an action or when we don't know the agent of an action, that who perform an action. For example, if I say my pen was stolen yesterday, so I don't know who stole my pen. That's why I'm using a passive sentence. Or if I say that this watch was made in Japan, so I don't know who made this watch, right? So when we don't know the doer of an action or when an agent is unknown to us, then we use passive sentence. For example, if I read a newspaper and in newspaper I read a sentence that 3 people were killed, so we don't have the source that who killed 3 people. That's why a passive sentence is used. Or if I read in newspaper that a bomb was blasted, so who blasted the bomb? I don't know. That's why a passive sentence is used here. And the second reason of using a passive sentence when it is not important to mention the doer of an action or when agent is not important to be mentioned. For example, if I say that most of the rice in Pakistan is grown in Punjab. In simple words, rice is grown in Punjab. Not important to mention that who grow rice. So it's not important to say that rice is grown in Punjab by people because people is understood, or it is not important to mention people. Or if I say that Pashto is spoken in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, it's not important to say that who speak Pashto because it is understood that people speak Pashto, right? Or if I say, for example, a man was arrested last night, so it is not important to mention who arrested because it is understood that the police arrested. Now, sometimes we use by phrase when it is important to mention who perform an action or who is the doer of an action. For example, if we say that America was discovered by Columbus, it's important to mention that who discovered America. Or if we say that telephone was invented by Graham Bell, it's important. Or if we say that this proposal must be signed by the manager. So when it is important to mention who performed an action or who is going to perform an action, then we use by phrase. Otherwise, in passive sentences, most of the time we don't use by phrase. So these are the causes, the reasons why do we use passive structure or passive sentences. So let me once again summarize that we use passive structure when we don't know the doer of an action, who perform an action. We use passive sentence or passive structure when it is not important to mention who perform an action. And we use passive sentences with by phrase when it is important to mention who perform an action. Otherwise, we use active structure or active voice sentences. Thank you so much. It was all about the uses of active voice and passive voice.